But wait, the story doesn't end here. The ships are gone, yes, but do you know what isn't? The treasure they carried and the riches they gathered from across the ocean. We're talking about actual gold, silver, spices, and jewels. And now we're going to tell you how to get your hands on some of that very treasure. Yes, you heard right. Some pieces of those treasures are still waiting to be discovered. So listen closely because this is important. Now back to our story. The year is 1433 and the Ming Emperor has just died. The ban on sea voyages has already been in effect for a few years and the people are tired of the emperor's brother, the new ruler, looking down on them. For him, the ocean is cursed, trade with other countries is seen as a burden, and the sea itself is considered dangerous. It's full of monsters and demons. People are angry at the emperor. They miss the old times when ships were sailing across the oceans and bringing in lots of gold stuff. The emperor, however, won't listen to anyone. He locks himself in the palace and spends his days drinking and having fun. But one night everything changes. The emperor hears a knock at the door. He opens it and sees a monk standing there. "Your Majesty," says the monk calmly, "it's time for you to go." The emperor laughs. "Who are you to tell me when to leave? Get out of here, monk, before I have you put to death." But the monk just smiles. "You can do whatever you want, but when there are strikes, you won't be able to stop it." Then he leaves and closes the door behind him. The emperor gets angry and tells his guards to grab the monk and drag him away. But when they come back, they don't have the monk. Instead, they have a big smile on their faces. The emperor asks them what happened, but they don't answer. They just smile too. Soon, news spreads throughout the empire that the emperor has gone crazy. Everyone is afraid to enter the palace. No one knows what's happening inside. Then a young scribe named Zheng He comes forward. He was close to the former emperor, Yongle, who started the sea expeditions. Zheng He goes to the emperor and tries to convince him to allow sea voyages again. "If you don't believe me, let me prove it to you," he says. "Give me just one ship and I'll show you that the sea is not cursed." The emperor thinks for a moment. "All right, you win," he says. "Take one of my ships and go to India. Bring me back some spices and I'll believe that the sea is not cursed." Zheng He bows his head and thanks the emperor. The next morning, he visits the docks and secretly takes an old ship that no one pays attention to. He repairs it quickly and names it the Southern Star. Zheng He and his crew set sail, but their journey is long and hard. Storms hit and the ship is damaged. They run out of food and many crew members start to get sick, but they keep going. Finally, they reach India, get the spices and turn back. On the way, they meet a British ship. The British captain asks where they got the spices and offers to buy them. Zheng He agrees, thinking he can get more money for the spices than the emperor wants. But when he returns to China, the emperor is furious. "Why did you sell the spices to foreigners? You promised to bring them to me." Zheng He tries to explain that he made more money this way and brings the emperor part of his treasure. But the emperor doesn't listen. "You disobeyed my order. Now I'm going to punish you." He waves his hand and Zheng He and his crew are thrown into prison. But Zheng He doesn't feel bad because he managed to make the emperor believe that sea voyages can be profitable. He knows that soon the sea ban will be lifted and bigger ships will start sailing. Maybe one day you'll find the buried treasure of these legendary Chinese ships.